feeling like I can give back, because I give back from what I've learned. And I don't want you making the same mistakes I did, so I help you not make those same mistakes. So this is important. Get your paid speaking gigs and your new clients. And that is what it's all about, because that's what drives your business and keeps you going. Knowing what steps to take next, again, this is where we're leading to with those steps. This is to the dollars. So that is not only just dollars for you, it's dollars for whoever else you're working with. It's also a way of giving back. And I am really big about giving back. And my feeling is that you should all have some kind of a charity, some kind of an organization that you feel compelled to make a difference in your life. And I have a couple that I really work heavily with, and I love them. Wounded Soldiers is one of them. I'm really big on the Wounded Soldiers. And then Child Help USA, helping children. I also have another one I'm looking into right now, but those are my main focuses that I love. And so it's always good if you can, when you make, give back. Give back. Not only for you, but for others as well. So my Speaking Power and Communication Skills Personalized 90-Day One-on-One Program, which includes all the bonuses, those 6 bonuses that I went through. It includes unlimited email to me, 90 days of total email with me, and this is a fast track. So 90 days, we want to get you up and moving fast and easy and doably in those 90 days. And you'll have your questionnaire so I can fine-tune you to find out which direction you're going in. And then you have, again, my personalized 3 personalized coaching days with you, personally coaching time with you. And those calls are huge game breakers for you. Huge game breakers. So the total value of all this package is only $5,000. But today, okay, I have a special. So special for only today, and that is $2,997. Or you can also make 3 payments of just $1,100. Thank you. What I want you to do is I want you to go to the back of the room. There's a form over there. Go ahead and they'll help you fill that out. And just, if you have any questions, I'll be there. I'm going to go over there right now to the back of the room. So come join me and I'll be happy to answer anything you have. I'm looking forward to helping you and making a difference. Thank you.
How'd that feel?
Hard act to follow.
That's a hard act to follow.
Oh my gosh, oh thank you.
So she had 2 minutes left. So did you feel like you rushed through this?
Yeah, I did rush a little bit.
Yeah.
I did.
Rushed
You know
a
what?
lot.
I'll tell you why. You know why? I misread it. I thought it meant that I only had that certain amount of time left. And then it was the opposite
So it
way.
made you speed up.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Oh, that's not good. That's my computer.
I know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was, because I thought I didn't, I thought, wow. And then all of a sudden when it went down, I went, oh my gosh, now I have more time. It was really-
So this is.
It's
I
from
can't believe I
the
did
30,
that.
and for some reason, I thought when it went down to like
Here.
11, I thought, oh my gosh.
I'm gonna turn it this
only
way.
like 11 had, no, I guess it was that way. I don't know
Wait,
what
how
it
does
was.
it go back
Yeah,
over what
yeah.
you showed me?
Yeah.
So it is.
I think
it
in my
is
mind I was
time
reading, it's right, but
remaining.
I was for some reason in my mind was reading it wrong.
Okay, you got the clicker?
I'm gonna step
Where's
out.
clicker?
Right there.
Oh, okay.
For some reason in my mind, I kept thinking I have less time, less
You have
time.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I put high energy.
That's what I
Big
wrote.
personality, man, because it's just
Well, I'm
so.
gonna talk to you about that too.
Okay, there's no way
Oh,
I'm
is
going
that?
next. There's like no way.
I just so lively.
Wow.
It's good and it's gonna be controlled, both, so, both good.
Oh my God. Mine is a little bit.
So-
I promise you.
Okay, wait till he gets back, because I wanna make sure it's on set. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go for a whole 30 minutes, so you're gonna hear a lot of my feedback on every slide. I'm gonna go through every slide.
Turn the
My
light on.
time
You know,
right now?
I just have to say, I could not see a single slide from where I
For
was
where she
sitting.
was,
So
so,
I only had my attention on you. And
right,
I don't know how it would have been different if I was sharing it between her and her slideshow.
right.
As
So you
an
could have moved
experience.
over, but it didn't really matter. Mostly what we wanted to capture was on video, so that's the thing, is we
Okay,
can't
so
get
it's a
both.
video.
No, but that's
Right.
a good thing, so maybe everybody sit on this side.
No, I just wanted to confess that.
Yeah.
because
Oh.
I didn't see
Right.
it.
Could you see Joanne?
Because of the camera and everything else. I had a couple where I wanted to see them, I didn't see them, I'll see them here.
Just lift the chair
So,
over.
it's good.
Yeah, that's fine.
We can't make a perfect
We
scenario.
kept going like this.
Yeah, can't make a perfect scenario. Yeah. Where did I go?
But I'm just saying, I don't know if it would have been different if I was looking at the slide. Plus,
Did you get some, did you take some of these?
I didn't, because,
That's okay.
He'll have it.
In the end, it's honest.
He takes sales from the video.
I'm gonna have to get
I
up.
thought you wanted me
Plug
to take
it.
one before you started, but then we had all that commotion.
Okay.
You mean some
Let's do it now.
still
Let's do it now.
shots?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's just do it.
She's done some backup.
yeah, the light's still on, so it's good. And her slides in the background, which
Yeah,
is
she's
even better.
coming out so she can reach it.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
Turn it on.
Okay. Oh, sure.
Well, you gotta understand too, she's been doing this for 30 years.
Okay, so we're
Right, I
live.
don't
We're
know.
live. We're videotaping right now.
Right now, I want to, I'm over it.
So I'm sorry I'm screwing that up.
Hey, Debbie.
Another
Hey,
time.
Debbie. You wanna take a picture with me?
No, not
No,
right now.
okay, no.
No, because we're live. We're videotaping, so we're still videotaping. This is all gonna be on her stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going right into the critique. Let me just set it here.
Thank you.
Okay, so what happens is, somebody presents and then I go up and it just stays on the same, the same stuff. So that you can go back and make the changes. So I'm going to come from a place of a little bit tougher than I'm going to be on some of you because, you can see Melanie's a very good speaker and she does have high energy. So I don't expect you all to have that same thing. There is no comparison of any of that, okay? And you going out, being a keynote speaker, getting paid keynote, your high energy, your background, your credibility, you should already be making celebrity fees, right? If that was a path that you wanted to take and do that, because you are very motivational and high energy, and you have that credibility. But your goal isn't to go out and necessarily just do motivational speeches. You want to go out and start doing your own events and everything else. So what happens is the hardest people I teach are the people that are really good. That's why I had to keep hiring more coaches, and it took me so long, and I really had a hard time getting it because I was high energy, motivational, and I had to learn to get grounded and connect to the audience differently and build that trust and really get honed in on every piece that I'm doing. Because when your energy is too high, you're on motivational keynote speaker mode, and we're leaving that world, and we're going to this expert who speaks and sells. So you actually have to watch that. And I mean, Cheryl Rouse is an amazing speaker, Cheryl Rouse, and she came and she was like bouncing off the ceiling. She had so much energy, and that energy didn't even fit in a small room. So even when you're a motivational speaker, you need to say, I've got 6 people. I need to speak to 6 people. I got to bring it down. I got to speak to them. Versus you were speaking to 500 to 1,000 people right here.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about it. I thought I was speaking to, because I was supposed to look there and around like there's more an audience.
Right, and I know you did great with the video, and you're going to get some great video content because she did that, right? And you're all going to get 2 great minutes. That's all we're looking for anyways. But I'm just saying, if this really was an audience and it was really small, we'd have to be more grounded and bring the energy down. And that's so hard for me because remember I said it was so up here and high, and then you get up here and high, and then sometimes you get your sales going down. You didn't go down. Your energy was consistent all the way across, so that part was really good. So I'll just walk through some of the stuff. But what I really saw overall was you got a lot of content and you cram it into 30 minutes, and you had too much content going in lots of directions for 30 minutes. So we got to get this really honed in. And to give it to your credit here, we're very early on in working together, so I haven't honed you in on your expertise because you're pulling from everybody you learned, and we want to find melody. Your stuff isn't teaching how to be an expert, how to get on their stages. Now, you're at the basic level of people that need to come in and learn to speak. Mm-hmm. And so if you stay in that field and not try and be in everybody else's field, find your own path. And there's so many things that you were teaching that was your own path. I'm like, okay, that's what you teach. And so I made a whole list of stuff like, this is your things that I don't teach, right? And so the storytelling.
Yeah, I love the story.
Yeah, and that's it. We have to start because there's people that are coming to you. They have. Remember, I'm working with 1 to 3% of the market. Your market is much bigger. I don't want you to have my market. I want you to have your own market. I want your market to be even people that came to my market but still want to hone their skills to get good on storytelling, build confidence from the stage. They come to you for that. But when you start telling them like, be an expert position, you're kind of repeating what I'm doing. That's not you. What your background all comes from your thing. You're great at story you're telling. You're great at stage presence. That's what you learned. fit for the right audience. Yeah, you got to get there because you got to get them speaking in the right places. Help them find their unique message. Yes, you definitely do need to play on that. Visuals, activities. There's some people that are only experts on teaching activities. To teach trainers how to do better activities. That's all they do. So you're taking this gigantic thing and we're going to get it down to this. So that when they think about what you teach, well, how is what you teach different than what Debbie teaches that's different than this person than this person?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've already learned that from Debbie. I don't need to come to you. No, it's like, no, you need to come to me either where it's at the beginning or at the end. It's an addition to it. It's additional skills. You know, because if Joanne was your client and she said, I didn't know how to switch something, whatever, you might not send her to YouTube, no. If you want to learn, you say, well, how do I get more confidence? Well, you're teaching confidence, and you talked about that. You talked about the butterflies, so I think confidence from stage. Then you taught somebody something that, so one of these testimonials was on a fit. I'm going over this before I'm going through this slide. Yeah, because you're not teaching how to sell in a webinar. So if you were the expert that sold in how to sell in a webinar, then that would be a good testimonial. You taught her how to speak. She uses the talk, and she sold 30,000 on a
what I didn't say,
webinar.
I said one of the platforms, because I talked about all the different platforms, one of the platforms.
That's all I remember was webinars. See,
Yeah.
that's all I heard. So body language and how
Oh, I
that
didn't
works
say
with
it.
your content. So this is like 6 things that are you that I don't teach.
Yeah.
And everybody that goes in my class needs to go to your class if you stick in that lane.
I love it, I'm really comfortable with that too, I really am.
And that's what's going to set you apart. No, I don't do your marketing. No, I don't do all that stuff. You know, go and you know, and like I said, I know I don't teach you extended speaker training because they want to go, oh, I want to practice this after. Well, take Melody's class because she's going to walk you through the confidence stuff. She's going to be, you know, take her workshop and where you're practicing it. Kind of like what we talked about with Shannon and Mark. It's like they practice, but you're going to do it smaller. So I could see the value of that. Like practice my confidence and how was I standing and what do you mean my body language was different? That didn't fit that. I don't teach any of that stuff. And I don't really know anybody else that does it and does it good. And your background just feeds to that. So I'm so glad I got to hear you speak because after hearing you speak and seeing, and you'll see how you said 3 Ps, 9 Ps, all you had an entire workshop crammed into 30 minutes.
Yeah, I get tons of that, I just.
Which we all do when we start because we don't know the stuff. And all 3 of you, or all 5 of you, are pretty much early on working with me. So we haven't defined that. So that makes sense that you would have that. So I will help you hone that all in.
And this is so minimal for what I normally, I mean, I really have worked on paring it down.
Yeah, we're pared down more.
I give way too much, I always give way too much.
Can you see when you give so much?
do.
And I don't know if you guys, I'm going to let you guys respond to this, is that, were you feeling like that was, I mean, she kept saying that you're going to, I don't have much time with this, but did you feel there was a lot of direction? There was a lot.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Too much.
Too much. See, so that overwhelms them. If the audience feels overwhelmed, they're not going to buy.
Well, I always say confused minds don't buy, but one thing that James, okay, had said, he said, you want to say in here, just say a couple, if you have 9 Ps, say a couple of them, and then don't say the others, say, you know, I wish I had more time, but because I'm not allotted enough, any more time, I won't be able to do it this time. So
I
it's not
disagree.
my fault,
Yeah.
it's the people that hired me didn't give me enough time to go through my 9 Ps.
I've learned from those people too, and believe me, that does not work.
It
To me, it's
doesn't?
too slick. It's too like, why are you not doing that? You
So
threw
it's
me
really
off, and now you're
focusing-
back to
okay.
this.
Okay,
I don't think that makes me want to buy with them.
okay.
Makes me want to buy with them because their credibility and knowledge they have, and I trust them so well. I believe in them, and they were so clear on the system and the step-by-step path that I wanted to have.
Yeah.
That's why I purchased from them. So I think there's a lot of that old school kind of teaching, and believe me, I learned from all the same people with James, and
Yeah,
it's a
I know.
little too pitchy. It's not your style.
Yeah.
It's not the way I teach you to sell authentically and real.
Yeah.
When you're real clear on your direction and it's systemized, then people are going to come on board. So. Yeah, and I know that's hard because you've learned from a lot of different people, and you're trying to take from a lot of different people and
That's
put it
okay,
all
you
in
get
one.
something from somebody.
And not that everything I say is going to be perfect for you, but take what works and what doesn't work.
Right,
I'm just telling you
yeah.
what's worked for me and the majority of my clients.
Yeah, I'm very thrilled being with you.
Yeah, and most of my clients come to the class when they're a little further along than you guys. But it doesn't matter when you come, you're all ready for it. And it helps me because sometimes I see people speak after we put their stuff together, and then I go, ooh, let's go back and kind of switch that around. And now I'm seeing you early before I help you put your programs together. So I was like, you know, really taking notes. It was helping me go, oh, I can see where we're going to position you. Yeah, because that's really going to be the key. So that they think about what you're teaching. Why is this not working? is like, that's the thing you teach. Okay, why was this not working? It's on green.
Yeah. Well, I had my, no, my computer's there, that's my notes. The computer's there.
That's
You can
strange.
see it.
Okay, so we'll just go like
She
here.
got it.
Okay, so you went into this. This was really good. She broke into 3. She's got her thing. That was fine. Got that all down. This was great. I had no idea that you were in show business that long, and that's how you got into it at such a young age. So really great. But you know what? You were 6.5 minutes in your
I know,
story.
that's why I started rushing through. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm not thinking, I'm taking way too long on this story.
It did seem long.
It
Mm-hmm.
was
fascinating and interesting,
No, but it
but-
seemed long to me too.
So we got to look at what are we going to cut. Does Johnny Carson and Betty White fit in there? I mean, she said they had jitters early on.
Well, that's where I first had that stage fright.
Right, so that actually did make a point. The one with the stage there, I don't know where that fit into a point.
Funny thing happened the way the forum with Mickey Rooney. Oh
Most
my
people
gosh.
wouldn't know it.
Yeah, I guess not. That can be something I tell because I'll tell you that was working with Mickey was one of the most professional people I've ever worked with. The way he handled things, he taught me how to do things.
Okay, so
spontaneously.
now that doesn't go in your opening.
Yeah.
It goes into a teaching point.
Yeah.
And that's why you
Teaching point.
created systems that you help your clients with now, because you learned the skills from him and you've been doing it ever since. That fits into a teaching point. So we take it out of here and we put it in a teaching point.
Okay.
Same thing with a couple of the stories you had in your clothes, which actually would have hurt your clothes. So we'll get to those.
Okay.
The other one there, you're with, that's Elvis. Okay, so that was interesting. Of course, you got to leave Elvis in. And then you got to talk about your twin sister, right? Your background. I've learned from a lot of people. I don't know that picture with the classroom is important there. The picture with you with the flowers and your sister, yes, take the other one out.
Do you want to, you know what? Did you see the picture? Masters? It was a master's degree.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It does. It's not me. It's
Yeah.
my sister.
Oh, that was your
I cut out
sister.
my
So that's mine.
picture.
Okay.
Where the
Well, we're
heck
just trying to
was
cut
that?
from this. Okay, let me just tell you, I know you've invested money to do interviews,
Yeah.
okay? And so this does, unless you're showing people how to get media and be on interviews, and it might be a piece of what you do or another program that you offer when they come into this program, if that's not something, then these two things don't matter. We already have the credibility in, hey, you got Elvis. Who's Jack Canfield and Les Brown? Who gives a shit, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, you got Elvis, for God's sake. You got Johnny Carson, right? Right? You don't need these. And I know these are new and you want to put them in, so let's take them out. You don't need any. You don't need,
I'm flexible.
yeah. You might want to show the picture of,
Coachable.
I think the picture of you on stage might be a good point, but it doesn't need to be there because we already know you're a speaker. But if you want to show about different types of stages that you could get on, and then you had a lesson that you taught around it, then let's move it to a teaching point. So that cut out a good chunk of that, and you'll be on 4 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah, because you were 6.5, so we got to get that down.
yeah.
So it's four to 5 max. Even with longer, we can't go longer than that. So we have to definitely chunk it down. Okay, so get paid speaking gigs. So you had really high energy with us, and yeah, you had good audience interaction with that. But again, I just want you to be a little bit more grounded for the size of the room, and you'll do that. And I saw you speeding up, so I knew what you were doing there, right? Enrolling high-end clients. So here, enrolling high-end clients and speaking at other people's stages, this is not step number 1. This is like steps way down the line. The step number 1 is gain confidence to be a speaker. Now let me just bring it out to the audience, okay? How many of you think that speaking might help you in your business somehow, if you had the skill, okay? So Lily, how would speaking help you? How do you think if you had the skill, being more confident, have good stage presence, how would that help you in your career?
Gain more clients.
Gain more clients, exactly. How about you, Joanne?
Spread a message better.
Spread a message because you have passion to spread your message better. Okay, how about you, Linda?
Reach more people.
Reach more people and your goal quicker. So your goal is to impact more people.
Yeah.
See, I can even do
Yeah,
just a
okay.
few people, right?
Yeah.
And so now I know they're on board. So to do that, you have to feel confident to get up here first, right? So that's like the first step is getting the confidence, getting the stage presence. Even before that is just first getting the confidence, and then now that you're confident, what are you going to speak on?
But Debbie, we had that, and you switched it, and you said this is more important for number 1. That's what we had before.
Yeah, I think when I saw it on the slides, attract more opportunities for speaking engagements, you want to attract more opportunities and say that. But the thing is, they're not quite ready. Don't you think that, okay, let me go back to this, because I'm still trying to figure out,
No, I like what
where
you
you
just
fit
said.
it. Because the gal that just hired you for $2,900, why did she hire you? If you had to, like, we went around the room, what is the number one thing you want? Why did she hire you?
She feels like of all the people she's ever known, she trusts me. She feels like I actually cared about her because I've met her a number of different times, and she says people treat her differently. She's
What
like-
results does she want?
She wants to make. She says she knows that I can get her what she needs to get her message together, to get a wow factor. She
Okay.
wants a wow factor.
Okay, first build the confidence,
She wants
then
the
build the,
stories.
she wants this, storytelling is
She
gonna
wants
be
the
huge for you.
stories. She wants to know how to put the whole thing together from
Right.
the first. To the,
How do we structure a
How
talk?
to make more money.
How do we structure a talk? But before we get there, so if we say, yes, you want to go make more opportunities, all of you said you want to make more opportunities. Well, do you think you can get up here right now and do that and do a really great job without some support?
Yeah.
How many of you think, no, you're going to need it, right? It's
Yeah.
taken me my entire career of learning this. So I'm going to walk you through just some of the other steps that would, be the process, building the confidence, building the stage presence, getting your stories. Because even if you have a message, a passion to speak on something, if it's not structured in a way that people can follow you, then you're going to lose the audience, right? So that's where I want to go back
I see what
to,
you're saying.
and now that, because all I could look at is your slides, now that I
No,
see you
it makes
present it,
sense.
and I see that you had such a broad thing, I'm like, we got to bring it down to
No, it makes
this.
sense.
And so what she wanted was, I want you to organize me, right? Organize my thoughts, get my presentation together, look at it, know that it's good, and that's going to help build my confidence. You're going to help me with some of those stories. I mean, people charge thousands of dollars for Doug Stevenson, who's just the storyteller. So there's a guy that just does storytelling. There's a guy you hire that just does humor. There's a guy, I mean, they're very specific in what they do.
Yeah.
So I think storytelling is a big piece of yours, but it's also that stage presence and that structure that
Agreed.
builds the confidence. Yeah, so just have to reorchestrate this a little bit.
I like it. You know why I like it too? Is because I feel like I have to be a whole total package.
Mm-hmm.
And that means from the beginning to the end, for when you start out to where you actually get your clients and they're getting their money and all that kind of stuff. So I feel like it's all business parts. I do all the business parts too.
Right. And I think that you're at the basic level. I think that you're getting them ready with all these storytelling. Even when my clients come to this,
My clients are the basic level.
I think they're either the basic level or they need to learn more skills. I'm not
Yeah.
teaching
Yeah.
speaking skills. I'm not teaching story skills. I'm teaching you how to make a presentation that sells. So they need your class too, whether that's at the beginning or whether it's the end. I mean, if you're a professional speaker,
like it.
you take everybody's class. Like you learn from everybody. So at the beginning, you may, before you get into some of the training points with this, go, what does speaking do for you? It helps you make an impact, helps you influence an audience. And from that, you get sales, get more clients, you make a difference in the world. I mean, you may want to even start with that before you get into, here's how you do it, because now they're going, hey, I want some of that, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they even know that some of the people that in a career that you be going in a corporate career say, hey, I just want to move up the ladder, and I'm too uncomfortable just even talking in a group of 30 people when we got to go in the meetings. I hate it. Can you work with me? I think that would be a great client for you. As well as those entrepreneurs, they're just business owners maybe. Maybe they don't want to really be a speaker and go out and be a speaker, paid speaker, but they see the value of what speaking does to them and to get business. I mean, you're going to get some of those too.
It's weird because Debbie, I had corporate people, females. I work more with females than males, and they've come to a number of them have come and asked me if I would help them with managing the communication area because they don't know how to talk to their
Right.
groups and as a leadership role. They don't know how to talk to the other employees, especially if they've been there for a long time and people are seeing them as one job. Now there's something else.
Right.
They don't have that respect.
And that's what speaking is. That's why we added that piece of communication, because
The
you're
CEOs.
teaching not just speaking, standing in front of the group. It's a skill of communication.
Yeah.
When you have the skill of speaking and communicating more effectively in front of a group, it's a game changer.
Yeah.
It's one of the most powerful skills you could ever learn on the planet. And with that skill, you can move up the corporate ladder. You can make more money. You can become a professional speaker if you want. But it will always serve you. And the thing is, when you invest in my program, when you get down to the end, when you invest in my program, It's a lifetime skill. You've learned it. And when you take this presentation that I've worked on and getting your stories together, building your confidence, putting this in organized for you, you're going to be able to present that over and over and over again. And then if you need new stories or more stuff to work at, you can come back and work with me again, and I'll get it up to speed for you at the next level. So then you're opening the door to possibly work with them again.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. This is great. Thank you.
Yeah, and then this is way too much text. So this is the one that had the webinar, although it does say webinar on here. I'm like, why is she talking about some webinar? So you want it to be, I would there at the beginning when you're teaching these skills and storytelling is that Melody taught me how to feel so confident in my presentation that I could tell my stories and I made an impact, and it felt like the most empowering thing I've ever done in my life. Like that would be in your early, like an early testimonial, because that's one of the teaching points. We're just trying to build your confidence. We're just trying to get you out there. Do you think that everybody that comes to my speaker sales class goes out and practices and feels 100% confident when they leave here? No. They still need to go to your class. They still, I need to learn more. Yeah, you always need to learn more.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm always getting coaches.
Sizzling presentation impacts your audience step by step
You're not
form.
getting more because you're not with her.
See. Okay, so the campfire thing was cool. I like the campfire thing. I think that you can just do a slide just with the campfire, and then that tells the story of storytelling. And that's one of the things you're going to learn. That's one of the things I teach all of my clients is storytelling. So they just sit down and you just tell me your story. And you may think, I don't have any stories. I hear all these great stories. I'm thinking, I don't have like these outrageous, I haven't fallen from an airplane or caught on fire. I mean, I got my basic life. I will find a story for you and it will be amazing. Trust me. And it will relate to your audience where they follow you and trust you and you build that rapport. That's what stories do. And I'm going to be working on that with you as like I do my other clients. And I love doing that part. And you're perfect for
I
that.
love it.
Yeah, it's perfect for you.
Stories they have inside them.
So you need to start following Doug Stevenson, because Doug Stevenson from NSA does storytelling, and so he speaks just to get clients for the storytelling, but that's pretty much all he does.
Okay.
So just, I'm not saying invest with him, I'm just saying, read his website and see what he does.
National Speaker Association.
NSA.
This is a slide, there's a little bit too much going on. So all we need is like one strong visual that makes an impact. So use visuals, participation. So maybe we have two things there. So we have a really cool emotional visual picture that clicks. And then we have the next one, which is audience interaction, which could be something like this. But we don't need all those other things around there. Just clean it up. Okay, so another one, lot of text on this. So how do we actually make this work? Here's how you make a written testimonial work on a slide. You pull out the outcome, like think of a news in a newspaper.